Hey everybody, welcome back to SCG Reviews. My name's Will Jones, and today we're going to be looking at zombies. 3 exclamation points. Zombies is a competitive variable board zombie escape simulator for 2 to 6 players. The setup in Zombies is exactly what you would expect. Every player represents a human survivor in a wasteland of a city that's controlled by the living dead, all trying to get out of Dodge and save their lives. Players all start out in the town square and explore the city one street at a time until they find a helipad. The first player to get to the helipad and cleared of zombies is airlifted to safety and wins the game. Throughout the city, though, you're going to find various zombies standing in your way on the streets and in buildings, as well as life tokens and extra ammo that form your 2 primary resources. You also have a small hand of cards that replenishes every turn that's made up of single-use events, as well as some items that you can usually pick up at specific buildings. Every turn you have a specific list of steps that you have to complete before you can end your turn, including adding a new city tile, adding new zombies, rolling a die to move yourself, rolling a die to move zombies, rolling a die for combat, discarding and drawing cards. The strength of Zombies is the simplicity of the gameplay. You only ever have a couple of options of things to do, a couple of different resources to manage, and no more than 3 cards in your hand. On your turn, you have to move. You roll a single die. When you run into a zombie, you have to fight them. You do that by rolling a single die. Everything is a very one-step process. If you don't like your die roll, you have a couple of, again, very simple things that you can do to fix it. You can either expend ammunition to increase your combat roll by 1, getting it up to the necessary number to kill a zombie, or you can expend a little heart life token in order to re-roll the die completely. I like those mechanics, the bullets and the hearts, because it helps mitigate the randomness of a straight-up die roll. The art quality is pretty high, both on the city tiles and on the event cards themselves, and the standees for the zombies and the survivors are also pretty well made. Unfortunately, that's about all the nice things I have to say about Zombies. The big problem with Zombies is that every turn is basically the same, from the start of the game to the very end. You roll the die, you move, you fight a zombie, you roll a die, you maybe lose some life, you maybe lose some bullets. Nothing ever progresses from that formula. You're never building from one thing to another. You compare that to other zombie games and you just don't see that same problem there. In Dead of Winter, the amount of zombies per turn increases as you go through. In Zombicide, the actual types of zombies increase in difficulty. In Zombies, your threat level is always pretty linear and your capabilities don't change much. You can get items that increase your attack or your movement minutely, but it doesn't fundamentally change what you're doing every turn. There are only a couple of cards in this game that are ever going to change your strategy from run along this path, killing zombies as I go, and even those cards are very temporary. I also have a huge problem with the theming of this game, in that it is not a cooperative game. Look, if you want to make a zombie game where it's every man for himself and you want the zombies to eat your fellow human survivors who should probably be your friends, fine. Make that game, but you gotta make an effort to sell me on why that's the case. My default in this scenario is that I want the survivors to band together and fight as one against the zombies, not go off in their own separate directions playing cards to enhance the zombies' abilities against their friends. Even the little story blurb that starts out the rulebook has a couple of survivors working together, and yet in the game, you're working at odds with each other. It just doesn't make any sense. It's very unsatisfying. Add to that your victory condition is to get to the helipad and get airlifted to safety, but there's also an alternate victory condition where if you kill 25 zombies, then you just win automatically, even though you're still in this infested city. The theme is breaking down in big ways here. I'm a guy who really doesn't like games that are heavily based on dice rolling. Zombies is a game that is heavily based on dice rolling, and yet that mechanic doesn't even crack my top 3 complaints. That should tell you something. I love zombie stuff. I'm always going to play a zombie game if you put it in front of me, but it really didn't take me very long to figure out that Zombies is just not very enjoyable. And those are my thoughts on Zombies. Thank you so much for watching, really appreciate it. Go ahead and click below to like and subscribe to us for more great videos from Stone Circle Games. And until then, have fun around the table!